touched on Enzo Maresca a little bit earlier on, Jace, and the fan booing and all that. I've played when there's, you're under serious pressure, and it does affect you. It does. It can get on top of you as a player. When you're thinking about you want to do something, but then you get a bit worried. You give the ball away. The fans are ready to go instantly. It can change your game. These players are top players. They got to find a way of maybe playing through that. How do you get out of that situation, because you are struggling?
Yeah. The club, it's a bit of a strange situation at the club at the moment. There's a lot of disgruntlement amongst the fans. There's been such huge upheaval and such huge change at the club since Roman left. The new owners have come in. There's been managerial changes. The whole recruitment policy has completely changed. It's not something that, as Chelsea fans, the last 20 years we've been used to. However, I have to say I've seen. I made the point earlier. I had my cans on doing the comms for Chelsea TV. I didn't hear any of this that was going on. It wasn't until I woke up this morning that I saw on social media there's a clip that someone's put out of when Sanchez is trying to build from the back, goes into Tosin, goes out to Trevor Chalobah. Trevor plays the ball into the middle of the park. It's a bit of a lump ball. So that's building from the back. The ball's lost, and they end up having an attack on the edge of the box. It goes wide. And then the Chelsea fans behind the goal, they're saying, go, we don't want this. And it was quite... and the fans are entitled to have their opinion. And it looks at that moment as if Sanchez has perhaps said and felt, and the players might have felt, let's go long, let's go. And you can see, that everyone go up, push up. He then goes long, and then within 15, 20 seconds, we concede the goal. And Jamie Carragher broke it down really well, actually. I've seen that bit on social media as well about how Trevor's out of position. We're not used to playing. It's a situation normally play from the back. There's bodies out wide. That wasn't the case. So it's a real tricky one, because clearly results recently haven't been good enough. Performances recently haven't been good enough. And the fans, there's a frustration about not just what's going on the pitch at the moment. It's a frustration generally about how we've got to this situation that but there's so many reasons. There's so much to it. There's so many strands. There's not one reason. There's so much that's gone to this point. And I think as Chelsea fans, the owners aren't going anywhere, right?
No, obviously not.
They're not going anywhere. And the policy that they're stuck to, they're going to continue to go through. I think it's fair to say that the football at the moment is not great. I think if, anyone that's a football fan looks at Chelsea at the moment, are we playing good football? No. Our best players, are they performing? Cole Palmer's struggling at the moment. Our best player. Our best player this season has been Caicedo.
Yeah.
Cucurella's been good. But generally, most of the players this season, since December, the standard has dipped. There's no doubt about that. The results will tell you, the performances will tell you that. And it's a real tricky time at the moment. We're going through this period where it looked like Champions League football would be nailed on. I never felt that the title was ever in our grasp. And it looks like we're going from a position where Champions League football was within our grasp to now looks like we're probably going to finish outside the Champions League. Now there's 5 spots. And we've still got the Conference League. Well, I can't celebrate that. I mean, we should be winning it. We probably will.
Yeah.
But European football at the very highest table is what this club wants. It's a real funny time at the moment at the club, and I sense it.
All right, let's go to Dan. He's a Chelsea fan. All right, Dan?
All right, Danny boy.
Hey, boys. How's it going?
I'm all right, Dan. I'm all right. I mean, look, obviously, it's hard times at the moment. You are 6th in the table. It's not as bad as Man United and Tottenham, but are you having this, Maresca? Because I feel like a lot of the fans are starting to not.
I'm completely with him, to be honest with you, mate. I'm actually a bit annoyed with the Chelsea fans. I was at the game sitting in the Matthew Harding Lower on Sunday. And I've been quite a few times this season. I've been about 10 times this season, and I thought maybe it was like a younger fan and being quite fickle. But it doesn't really matter the age of the fans. People are booing, and as soon as Jason mentioned, as soon as it goes to Sanchez, he's not even done anything yet, and they're already on his back. They're already booing, and you know yourself, both of you from playing professionally, and it doesn't even matter if you kids in the park. If you're on players' cases like that, the confidence isn't there.
Yeah.
And I think for Chelsea, the fact that we lacked that sort of leadership spine, like if you think about last season, you got Thiago Silva, etc., sort of running through the team. We have we're littered with talented players, but inexperienced players. So I think it's one of those things that as soon as that confidence starts to go, You can see it on the play. You can see it in their body language and confidence, as you both know, is such a massive part of football. I actually think Chelsea played, personally, as I say, I was there. I personally thought Chelsea played really well against Ipswich. We had 34 shots, boys. So no other team this season has not won the game having 34 shots. We had 75% possession. We had 34 shots. I thought their keeper kept them in it second half. I thought we weren't great first half, but second half we had loads of chances. Palmer should have scored. Enzo had a chance. Chaloba had a header 1 yard out that bounced over the bar. We had chances to win the game, and if we'd have nicked it 3-2, I think people would be on our backs less. So I think the fans need to get behind Maresca. I'm 100% agree with him, mate. The fans are causing the problems for Chelsea. If you boo players, Chelsea never used to be a team like this. I'm sure. I was thinking when I was at the game, and I'm having a row with the bloke next to me. We're both season ticket holders, and I'm like, if John Terry probably, if he was playing, he'd be grabbing fans by the scruff of the neck and saying, "Why are you booing the team? You need to get behind your team." Booing doesn't help anything. So we need to have a bit more passion, but for the team. We're all happy when Chelsea are winning stuff, but. You know, I mean, I've been a Chelsea fan for 40 years, so it's one of those things that I can remember where Chelsea weren't great, you know, in the first division, things like that. So it's very, very easy to remember all the good times and the Champions Leagues and things, but we have to remember when we'd not won a trophy for years and years, you know, when we've not won the league since the 50s or whatever. So I think we need to get behind the team a bit, and I'm pro Maresca, mate, to be honest with you. I think he's doing lots of good things. We're not that far away. We're not that far away from challenging next season.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a lot of things there. There's the upheaval, the change at the football club has been seismic. You know, from what we were used to under Roman, what happened in Ukraine, and things moved and changed, and they moved very quickly. You've gone from being a football club that not only just winning things, but winning the biggest honours in world football, going from a football club then that was sanctioned in, and that has had that ripple effect. I think is still very much there. But I just want to go back to the point you made there about not having. The likes of Thiago Silva. But year before that, you know, we lost N'Golo Kante, Aspie, we lost Kovacic. This is a club at the moment, and Ipswich, once they scored the goal, we don't recover from a bloody nose very well. We get a punch in the face, and you can see this team, we struggle. You know, we take a punch in the face, and we don't quite know. It's like a boxer, doesn't quite know how to react or defend, or all of a sudden things go, and then we go into this mess. First half hour, we were good. Could have been 1-0 up, could have been 2-0 up. Then the second half, once they scored that first goal, the rest of that first half, we struggled, you know, and they get the second goal. With that team, there's so many little things at the club that we lack. We lack experience. We lack leadership. There's no doubt about that. I've seen too many games this season. We aren't a team with you need a John Terry. You need someone in the middle of the park. You know, and we don't have that at the moment. But on top of all of that, because of the change that's going on, and let's be honest, some of the football we play, it's been a tricky last 6, 7, 8 weeks.
Boring, mate.
It's not been great. I can't.
Boring.
Boring. I can't sit here and say it's been great. There's been 1 or 2 moments beating Spurs, which we always do. You know how bad we are. We always roll you boys over and give you a tickle on the tummy and smack you up the back. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Dan, it's, but then they get the fans. You know, fans are entitled to say what they feel. They pay their money.
They're paying a lot of money.
It's a real tricky time at the bridge at the minute.
Dan, they are boys, but you know, it's one of those things that Chelsea fans have not necessarily been like that, been as fickle like that over the years. I mean, you've probably seen that culture change, Jace, where, I mean, before the game, I was at the Chelsea hotel talking to Kerry Dixon and talking to sort of in those times in sort of late 80s, early 90s and things. And I do think there is a culture change where, and I do think fans listen to people like yourselves and listen to talkSPORT and other media outlets, and it's very easy to criticise. And I know at the top of the show, Jamie, you're kind of comparing Tottenham to Chelsea, which was, I thought, an interesting comparison, because it's like comparing Primark to Versace, but it's one of those things where it's
good brand Primark.
Primark.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's very easy to criticise as soon as it's not going well. But I actually think that Chelsea aren't that far away. If you think about Liverpool this season, they've not been amazing, and they're going to win the league. They're going to walk the league without being fantastic. Chelsea are 3 points off third, mate. You're 2 points off 17th. We're 3 points off third. We're not that far away from challenging. I think actually get Petrovic back in, get him back in goal, get him a bit of confidence. We've got 2 wonder kids coming in as well, and Esteval, Willian, and Kendra Pyers. And I think if you're not going to have leadership, in the team, maybe you get it in the backroom staff. Maybe you get a John Terry in there, or even a Frank Lampard, and you get that in and around the club. If you're not going to get it out on the pitch, but you definitely need that in a title winning or Champions League winning side.
Yeah, right, Dan. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Frank's doing things at Coventry. They drew 1-1 tonight, by the way, and he's trying to get Coventry back in. Just people ask me. I was at the game yesterday, and Chelsea fans are asking me about, if we don't get top 5, is Maresca out? And the truth is, Maresca has a Club World Cup to deal with, and one of the reasons I'm led to believe, and I don't know this for fact, but one of the reasons I'm led to believe is that the reason Pochettino wasn't kept on is because they would have to have given him another year's contract on the back of this year. The Club World Cup goes in from June to July. The contracts run out in June. So they've gone in a different route. Maresca's going to be in this job. He's going to be in this job for next season. Whatever happens, he is in situ between now and the end and the start of next season because of the Club World Cup. So that's very much a factor.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.